Hello, welcome to episode 7 of Super Sofa Slackers. We have a real sofa now.
Yay.
Well, I mean, the sofa's now facing the correct way.
Away from the television.
Well, I mean, I kind of missed the television, but that's not the point. So, this is technically a re-recorded episode because now we have Palm Tree here. Last time, it was just me and Frank, and it worked out fine, but I was just like, no, but this is the
trio.
Yeah.
Works better.
I really
three works better dynamically, so.
Especially with what we're gonna talk about. We're gonna try and talk about again is tipping.
I think it's kind of fun. I will say this. I think it's kind of funny because out of the three of us, I think I've worked the least amount of jobs
that involve
tipping. I've only really been in one, and it technically doesn't involve tipping, but I did get a tip at one point.
So here's the context for like the last time we tried to talk about this. We saw a video, me and Frank, we saw a video of this guy who goes up to a house. He's bringing like a large pizza and
like
let's say
breadsticks.
Who knows what it is, but it's one of those boxes that you would recognize that has like the swirl breadsticks from
okay. So
he's one like of those secondary boxes.
He's like a DoorDash or just like a delivery man specific.
Yeah, he's like a DoorDasher or something. And so, to preface this, or to start it off, I mean, he comes in and he says, this is a pretty nice house for a $5 tip. And the lady's like,
okay,
you're welcome. And then Frank tells me that he says, fuck you.
I remember he calls her like a bitch or something.
I don't
But he
know.
says like a really mean comment, like under breath, but the camera can pick it up.
He says a lot of unnecessaries.
Yeah, a lot of mean-spirited shit.
Yeah.
And so that sparked like a debate online, and we're late to the party, but
what ended up happening to the guy? Do you guys ever figure out any more context?
I think he got let go.
He got let go like pretty quick.
Immediately.
Yeah, almost immediately. Yeah.
He got let go immediately. But here's the thing. So I asked Frank, what constitutes a big tip? So Frank, if you can tell us what was it last time? You get 50 wings. You said you would ordering like 50 wings from Pizza Hut or something.
Pizza Hut or Wingstop or whatever.
Yeah.
50.
So what's your 50 wings?
50 wings for me constitutes that's like for a tip, probably like less than $10.
Now,
less than $10?
Yeah, like 10 would be like my flat rate. Yeah, 10 is good.
So here's my thing, right? Now, for context, we live in a town where one road has like everything.
Yes.
Okay, this is the context. We live in a town where like everything is, what would you say, like a block away?
It's like a central hub.
From where Frank is, about a block, roughly a block. It's like the central road where all the big fast food chains locate.
Yes.
It's the main street of this town. The other towns that we go to nearby, they have their own main street. But there's
not really a lot of like local. If you want to eat local, like actual local, it's not going to be on that street. You have to go elsewhere.
It's going to be in the town over, honestly. Yeah. But to focus.
It's just on this road, this strip.
But to focus, okay. So I'm gonna put myself on the line and say like I'm the asshole. First off, I don't like tipping, but for context, I don't put myself in a position where I'm gonna tip. I take my shit to go and I eat in restaurants where like tips aren't a thing. So for me, everything I've learned about restaurants, and then also while working in a restaurant, it was just okay. I still don't understand tipping. He says, what'd you say about 50 wings? They're driving to your house.
Yes, they're driving to my house.
Okay, so what'd you say the tip was for 50 wings?
About $10 for me.
About $10. Okay, so what if you order, I don't know, like way less?
About, maybe say what? A combo? Just a basic combo for one person?
You buy like the deep dish pizza that's like for yourself.
Let's say $20.
Okay.
I think that's like an average.
$20 of food.
$20 of food for one person, that makes sense. That's more
Okay, but what's your
reasonable.
Tip? But what's your tip?
Tip probably like $6.
Why does the tip change? Why does the tip change based off the amount of food that they're bringing to you? That now this is like me completely maybe overthinking the situation because it's like they're going the same distance.
They're going the same distance.
They're going the same distance. I'm valuing this versus work.
Yeah, but
Mind you, I'm sorry for interrupting because there's like a lot of context that we had already brought up.
Yeah.
So listen to this. It's the same distance. Also, some of these people delivering stuff to you don't work for Pizza Hut or the chain that you're.
they're like the DoorDash, right?
Yes.
So what? So just to verify, DoorDash has like an agreement with Pizza Hut where they agree.
With a lot of them, I guess.
Yeah, with a lot. But in this case, let's do Pizza
Okay,
Hut.
it's sticking to pizza. Yeah.
So how does it work? So the tips you give them don't go to Pizza Hut. It's gonna go just to them personally.
It goes to them personally. I mean, heck, if Pizza Hut has a delivery driver, that tip is gonna go to the delivery driver.
Yes.
Now, first off, like tipping is bad. Tipping is bad in every situation for everyone.
Yeah, it should already been outlawed, and it should be paying fair wages. But we know that's not gonna happen.
It should be gone
anytime soon.
So I'm constantly just thinking to myself, why does more food for delivery drivers
Equals bigger tip.
equal bigger tip? Because in my mind, they didn't make the food. They're driving the same distance, the same work from like my place to their place of business.
Yes.
Mind you, right? They have like a bunch of fucking houses. They don't just bring you one pizza and go back. Right? They're bringing in a shitload of pizzas and they're hitting all these pots.
Oh, yeah.
Oh really? I wasn't really aware of that. I always thought they just deliver one and go back. One go back. I
No,
know
that'd be like disturbing.
economic suicide.
Yeah, that'd be like disturbingly inefficient, right?
Yeah, no, they would bring like at least 20. It depends on how fast the driver
So
is.
they have a bunch,
Yes.
and they go one by one by one. And
But they've invested a lot of stuff into keeping your pizza warm and all that stuff.
And not to digress too much, but how did they do this? Like before GPS, before all that, somebody just had to
Memorize the streets, man. It's all
Yeah,
based on just like,
They all have a-
it's down there,
They all have a
road.
jurisdiction, right? 'Cause,
Yeah.
Like where we live, there's more than one Pizza Hut. I know that for sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, but why do you think? Do you think they should be getting a tip? You want to put your stance on there? Be like, nah, they don't think they shouldn't get.
I think they should. If you're getting it delivered, I think they deserve something. Maybe not the full, the 12.5%. That's like the usual that people go by.
Yeah.
I simply say, like, bro, take the randomness out of it. Bro, if you tell me, like, because there's a thing now that happened during or after COVID called gratuity fee,
Yes.
which is just a flat.
No.
Right.
If you're making me pay gratuity, that is the tip in of itself.
That is.
Yes.
That's what
But
it
then
was.
it's not a tip because it's part of the thing.
Well,
Yeah.
you see,
So they're gonna expect like extra.
So here's the thing, with gratuity fees, at least where we were, those gratuity fees were a guaranteed tip that the waiter or waitress or whatever knew they were gonna get. So a gratuity fee is something that they're gonna get. If you tell me, if there was some, like, at least for delivery drivers, if there was a way that they told me, hey, your house is this far away, the gratuity fee is gonna be this much. And then also, if you bought that pizza at Domino's or Pizza Hut and you picked it up yourself, are you saving any money?
I think you are, depending on like the gas and stuff.
I mean, literally. I mean, like, the bill.
The bill, yeah, because the thing is that the fucked up thing about these pizza restaurants now is that not only like you're not being charged a tip or anything like that when you buying the pizza. That's just like an option for you to do. They're actually charging you delivery fees now.
So that's another thing.
And sometimes they even hide other fees that you won't get until you get to like the final checkout.
So the
screen.
reason,
Like the gratuity.
So the reason that's like a big problem right now is because gratuity fee existed to help, because of COVID.
Yes.
But
I mean, it existed
but
before.
not really. The gratuity fee more existed when you had like
parties of 12.
This party of 12 is gonna automatically get charged a 15% gratuity to you.
Yeah.
But the reason I bring it up,
more work.
But the reason I bring this up is because some restaurants are getting pretty sneaky about it, where they're like, "Hey, gratuity," because gratuity fee is normal now. It's been normalized. It's too late. We can't do anything about it. And so gratuity fee has become. You get the bill and you look at the bill and like, what the fuck? The tip. You haven't written down the tip yet, but the tip is on there. The gratuity fee is on there.
Yeah.
And then there's like a lot. I don't know. This isn't true. There's no large party fee. That is a gratuity fee.
That is the gratuity.
Yeah. That's the.
It's one and the same.
Like if you charge gratuity fee on somebody eating by themselves,
that's a little ridiculous.
It's bad.
But you see what I'm saying is I've seen some places where I'm like, did you just fucking charge me a gratuity fee on top of a tip? You're like, they started piling stuff on.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is getting ridiculous.
A little sneaky.
Yeah.
And so first of all, as we already said, right? Like they get okay. I said earlier, the tips, it's bad. It's all bad because you go home, you get a tip. If you're getting tips, you're probably getting paid like $2 an hour. $2, I don't know what.
$2.86 or wherever the fuck.
It's still too damn low.
Yeah.
It's really bad.
Really can't live off that.
It's really
stuff.
bad. And you see, the thing is, it probably, grows a bad what's the word? It puts you in a bad mental spot because you might start to, out of bad habit, count your chickens before they hatch. Oh, I just need to get this much in tips and I'll make the bill this week, this month, And then it like puts young people in a position where they don't learn like financial stability. Like,
they get too reliant on it.
They get too reliant. Like, yo, those tips, it could be dead this week.
There is no guarantee, even how nice you are. You could give the customer a foot rub right in here, right now. There's no guarantee he's gonna give you a tip at all.
Yeah, you could do the best. And like, oh, that was great. Thanks for giving me.
But that doesn't mean you have to not care and not put your at something into it. I'm not here to.
Thanks for the free Sunday. No tip.
Yeah, like that's kind of like the sad part about those situations, because like, you and I seeing it like unfold in front of us of just waiters and waitresses slaving as hard as they could and only getting $2 by the end of the night.
When I go out to eat, I always try my best to tip, a decent amount, whatever the minimum requirement for like the 12%.
Oh yeah, like so do I.
I don't need the waiters to be like
fucking give me
giving me like a Disney smile, like how great. I don't need them to dance. I don't need them to do exaggerate stuff, because I know what it's like to be fucking tired. You just want to go home. You don't gotta do that excessive stuff. Just bring me the food.
So here's like
the occasional thing, and I'll tip.
So here's the thing that it's kind of funny you bring that up, because when we did talk about this, I had said, so am I an asshole for telling the waiter or waitress, listen, don't waste your time with me. I want this food. And that's it. You don't need to be waiting on me. I'm gonna like pile up my stuff and put it easy for you to get it together, and I'm gonna leave. Am I an asshole for telling him like, yo, this tip, if there's gonna be a tip, it's gonna be low as fuck. Like, bro, do not worry about me.
In a certain standpoint, that can come off as like harsh or cruel or whatever.
Like maybe I'd give him a low tip. This is an idea in my head, like, but again, I don't really tip. I don't go anywhere where I need to.
I think you are, but in a sense, it'd be just as bad, like if you didn't say anything, you just left and left with nothing. So it's like it may as well be.
It's like getting hit with a rock.
It's kind of like a double-edged sword kind of situation. Either you go to the restaurant, don't pay for shit, just pay for your meal and go, don't tip or whatever, or tell them, hey, I'm gonna just give you like $2. I don't need this and this and this. I just want to eat the food and be out here within 45
one will
minutes.
Hurt at the moment, the other will hurt much after,
yeah.
even when the day is over.
Yeah.
So you may as well just hurt it now, get it over with.
So
if you're doing between the two.
So, we are accustomed to tipping in like a restaurant, right?
Yes.
And to me, sometimes I'm like, tipping is kind of weird. Why am I giving this tip to the waiter or waitress? They're the ones that is like the face of the restaurant. They are taking the blunt force.
They are taking all of it, regardless of what situation it is.
What the fuck? There's no flaxseed on my pancake. I'm gonna fucking shoot you. Like,
Yeah.
They take everything and they just gotta be like, oh, I'm so sorry. I've also got a gun. Like,
We're at a standpoint.
so they take all of that, but at the same time, wouldn't it be easier for like this? It goes back to this, right? It's just slightly rambling, but it's just like, wouldn't it be easier for y'all to just pay him minimum wage or at minimum wage?
I mean, like at the basic $7.25, they don't have to rely so much on tips, but it is also kind of like, oh fuck, $7.25 ain't enough,
folks. I've asked this question when I was at work, and it was just like, would you give up tips for a guaranteed paycheck? A guaranteed paycheck, like you can calculate what you're gonna get, or do you want to stick with the $2?
The possibility
the $2 and the possibility that you're gonna get like a little bit more, because look, statistically, waiters and waitresses get paid more than the chefs.
Yes, they do.
There are times that most of the time it happens where, now look, the restaurant that I worked at, not 5-star, but the reason I bring it up is because in this country, we highly value education for some reason versus like experienced education. Yeah. So I would assume that the chef who went to culinary school and all this stuff would get paid more. But often it seems that waiters and waitresses can go home with more money than the chef, than the guy with the education.
Yeah, and the guy who has to risk his butt working with like ovens and knives.
Exactly. So right, like the waitress has to take the waiter and waitress has to take the blunt force of like human society.
Yeah,
there you go.
More like a mental.
Yeah, mental toll versus, yo, what's up? I work at cons and I burn my fucking fingers and I like, or work in the.
But you can also get mental distress from that kind of environment too. I mean,
exactly, and so
if you want to talk about.
Oh yeah, like that was
brutal. From what
I was only there for 7 days, and the brutality of like being around a circled octagon like flat top,
dude, he's literally
with no walls. And like,
it doesn't feel like there's AC in that spot.
There is no AC in that spot.
Because even if there was AC, the grill is just so hot. None of that cool air.
That shit is at like fucking 400 degrees all the time.
So
forever.
So that's the thing, right? Like,
I was gonna say that I don't remember where I read this. I read somewhere that there was a restaurant that change their policy so that their waiters all get paid the same wage, a fair wage.
It's changing around.
And a lot of waiters and waitresses are very angry because if they don't make any more tips, there's no possibility that they can go home with that extra dough that's now taken away from them because of the.
And this goes back. Pay. This goes back to what I said about it grows a mentality of not a bad mentality,
like a dependence.
Yeah, it grows like a mentality in your head that's like
a habit,
possibly like
an addiction.
Possibly could this be is there a hint of gambling addiction in there?
I think it's
a little bit, yeah.
There's a difference between dependence and addiction. I think this is more
codependency.
But basically, like your mind is like wired in a way where you can't get satisfaction.
Like I gotta make $50 tonight. I gotta make $50 tonight.
It's kind of like gambling because you're going in at work and you don't know how you're going to come out. You might come out with
$2 or $225 because
it's almost like gambling.
A fucking party of 12 and they all have like $20 on them.
Yeah.
Like it's fucked up. It's fucked up because sitting and I managed to actually sit down and talk to some of these waiters and waitresses that we've known.
Yeah.
And
mind you, they are majority of them minors. They're children.
Yeah.
because like not
Because it's an entry level thing.
yeah. You see,
17 and 18-year-olds, 16-year-olds even.
yeah, like not to like I think sorry, people bring up like minors and they're like this certain fucking buzzwords. It's like no, we're just talking about like it's their first fucking job and they're put through fucking hell for $2 and something an hour
To deal with people, to deal with the cooks being like, literally they have to deal with the people, the cooks, their own staff, fucking cleaning up their spots, and
fucked up schedules.
schedules.
And on top of all this, I bet you most of them have homework and stuff like that after school.
Yes.
Or after work.
Yes.
I mean, dude, you know how many fucking people I'm like, I go outside, I'm like, I'm going to throw the trash, and I'm like, no, she's crying behind the dumpster again. I'll wait to throw the trash.
I'll give them their piece,
Their space.
their space, and then we'll come back and we'll discuss it.
Every day, I always look to myself whenever I look at my younger coworkers who are going to school, and I think, man, I'm so glad I don't have to go back to school tomorrow.
I mean, my first job as a child was GameStop. I was 17,
Yeah.
and that itself sucks shit.
That was your first job?
That was my first job.
I thought it was the wing place.
No, that was actually my third job.
That was later.
That was my third job.
Okay.
I was 20 or 21.
So
21?
so here's another thing, right?
Stupid.
We go over when we were closer to the first recording of this, we went to a pizza place nearby, and it was a good pizza. It was
decent.
one pizza,
Yeah, one pizza for the three of
one
us.
good ass quality pizza.
Yeah.
Fair.
Some homemade shit.
15. Me and Palm Tree split it, and I look down, and it's asking me to tip. And so this
yes.
brings in
Yes.
another part of tipping, another part of the tipping conversation, which is simply which restaurants get to tip and which ones don't. Because, like, dog, there's no waiter. There's no waiter at this pizza place. Remember, nobody came and gave us
It very fast foodish. Like
one and
you just
done.
order and then you sit down.
one and done. You think I should have tipped? Who am I tipping? Is it because then hey?
And then it goes down to, is it for everybody or just for one
Because
person?
that's another thing we had brought up, which is like the different methods of collecting tips. You may or may not know, but there's tips where they're just like, yo, Frank, this is your tip. That's your number, your table 14, table 11. Those are your tips. Go get them. Or they do a digital tip, and I have to go give Frank his tips digitally, like at the end of the day or whatever the fuck. Or there's the restaurants which would probably piss off the people who love the tipping rather than getting is the group collection of all the tips, and they split it.
Yes,
When they're all
I've
full of them.
experienced that before.
I bet you the group tipping is hated by the same people who, as we described, are addicted to the idea of, oh, it could be this much, oh, it could be this much, oh, it could be this much, you know.
Yeah.
And then
The ultimate, the dark side.
Yeah, greed.
No. These tips, they belong to me. I'm manager. They don't do nothing.
Yeah, see, and then the greed starts kicking in,
That ain't
and
right.
then people start
I've seen that
turning
shit
on
happen.
each other. Yeah, I said at my previous job, it was like that, where
The waiter, the manager took the tips.
it.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. No, I've seen that happen before, but not like before. The previous job is that it was the tips altogether was probably like $20, and there's like 12 people.
And if you're not like hooked in, you're probably like, whatever, you don't care.
Yeah.
But if your whole entire time was, oh, it could be this much, it could be this much. Oh, what am I getting this time? You might be like, I fucking hate this.
Yeah, you're definitely getting like some kind of issues going on.
Definitely, you just hate it for some reason. And so then, like, circling back a little bit to the pizza place, I'm like, what? I got a tip? No, I'm not gonna tip. There's no. I know. I've been here before. There's no waiter or waitress or anything like. That's on. I don't know. And so it becomes this strange thing of like, where do you tip, and
Where
what is okay for tipping? Where's okay? Because we, like I said, we are accustomed to tipping in like restaurants with waiters and waitresses.
Yeah, like
So
just family restaurants.
So one day, I hold this in memory because it's so confusing. I go to Whataburger, and there's a person walking around giving out ketchup
And napkins.
and stuff, like a waiter.
Yeah, they got the little tray with all the
And they're asking me, "Do you want this? Do you want that?" Huh? And most insane to me is they are asking me, "Do you want me to go get you a refill?" And to me, I'm like, "Yo, this is like waiter stuff. What the fuck?"
It starts to
So
it starts to kind of like
the lines are blurring.
Yeah, the lines are blurring to the point where you're like, what the fuck?
I feel they also get that because they might have too many people on staff, so it's like one of you like go do that, like.
Which I kind of am like, okay, I guess, but at the same time, I do not like. I lied on my resume. Why do you lie on your resume? Because my boss lied about what the fuck the job was. Like, because you go to a job and you're like, oh, I'm just gonna do this, this, and this. That's cool. And then the boss is like, actually, we need you to put on a couple of different hats. You'll
be wearing 2 hats now.
You're gonna be doing the front end and the back end.
Yeah, in the job descriptions they always put "and other duties not specified."
Yeah, they just love to just add that shit. And the thing is, yeah, I saw that, and the two things crossed my mind, like, yo, y'all getting paid normally, and oh man, they just found more bullshit. Like, dude, what if we made the wait, like, just the company's finding extra bullshit for you to do as an employee. You're like, wow, this is pretty nice little job. I mean, you're guys flipping burgers, and then suddenly they're like, yeah, we also want you to wash the cars of the customer. Like, just insane.
Every Sunday we're gonna have we're gonna car wash Sunday.
Yeah, a car wash Sunday. So I need you to be outside in 100-degree weather for the next 8 hours. Can you do that for me?
Yeah, I need you to wear Daisy Dukes too.
And
I don't care if you're big and tall. You're wearing the Daisy Dukes.
and it has to be pink. Just for me.
Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
But breast cancer awareness is until February.
No, it's not. It's October.
It's October. I know.
I keep hearing these fucking notifications, and I'm like, what the fuck is this noise? I was like, oh, it's this fucking little thing over here. So then it's like, okay, so what's like the most toxic tipping thing you've ever seen? Well, we went to this little restaurant that we're not going to name the name because we're still polite enough about it. And sometimes in a blue moon, every 3 years when the fucking crops are right, I go there. But me and Frank went to this little restaurant way the fuck, like,
out there
on the complete opposite side of the other town.
Yeah.
And I had gone there twice in a week. I was like, man, this is, because I had just found out about this place.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, this is so cool. I'm munch.
How did you find out about it?
I don't know. But so we go, and I'm like, Frank, you gotta try this place. And oh, it's so cool. Boom, boom, boom. And then the host, I'm gonna call him the host because that's what he was doing. He wasn't a waiter or waitress. It was the front end dude. Comes and yells at me and Frank about you don't tip, blah blah blah. I was like, oh shit. He's yelling at me all this shit, like he's trying to guilt trip us, I guess, about how we don't tip. And so, but I was like a fucking child still at the time. Maybe, I don't know, legally, I don't know. But the point is, I was still pretty young.
This was a while ago. Yeah.
This was long. I was still pretty young, and
you probably didn't even really like you were barely working to get your own money.
Yes, and so this the reason I'm telling you this story is because the guy eventually was like, if you can't tip, you can't afford to eat here. So
Something fucked up like that.
So this comes into
that's venomous right there.
It comes to the idea of like, so do you agree with the idea that if you can't tip,
you shouldn't go out to
you
eat?
shouldn't go out to eat.
It was just fucked up.
Like if I wanna go out and take it to go, no, fuck you.
Oh, well, we're not even talking about to go. Like, that's kind of like, yes, obviously, right?
If you want to eat there in person and you don't want to tip, that's your prerogative. You're going to look like a jerk. But if you're okay with those consequences, fine.
And like...
Not saying you are a jerk. You just say you look like one to the cook, to the server, to the manager.
you're gonna get bad vibes or bad looks.
Yeah, they might spit in your food next time, but again, like, you are aware of that.
Oh no, dude, that's like they crank that shit up now. That's like a straight like felony now.
It's always been a felony to tamper with food.
No, it was not apparently.
But the thing is, how can they catch you?
Well, if you get sick and you're like stubborn, because you see, that's the thing about the law. The law exists, but like the law only exists to people who are really willing to like
push the boundaries.
I'm gonna track down where I got this fucking hepatitis or whatever the fuck.
I got the herpes at fucking Domino's the other day.
You got the super AIDS.
Yeah, super AIDS, and so,
oh man.
Yeah, if they
but
really...
that's besides the point. Yeah,
right.
Like, what do you think?
It's always been difficult. I mean, it's gonna be hard to prove somebody spat in your burger.
Okay, well, I'm saying that's totally separate thing. I'm just still like, so what you're like, nah, that's ridiculous. Don't be telling people, hey, you can't eat here if you can't.
Yeah, that's
tip.
fucked up. That's borderline abusive.
Because if they pay for the food, they pay for like
we're paying to eat here. I understand.
Drink.
I mean, you know what that
like
sounds like?
The tipping and shit like that, but the way he did it to us was extremely abusive.
I mean, dude, that's like borderline, like verbally holding me by the collar to be like, you don't fucking tip. I've never seen this person before.
No,
also, he looked new to me. I was like, bro, you're not from here.
He probably confused you with somebody else. I feel like there's no way somebody would just confront you that
like, come on,
violently.
Like, dude, come on. I buy like the smallest fucking thing. Don't tip 2 times.
It was like $12.
I don't know, man. I'll be honest. I probably would have cried. Maybe not at the scene, but I would have been hurt. Like, what the hell?
I felt. I think that's like the like if you were there, you would have seen like because I kind of felt. I was just like.
Because it's like
I was like this exact face of just
like you were humiliated.
Yeah, he was shutting down, and I was like, in a bad mood.
I was like, dude. I mean, looking back, I was like, dude, I'm fucking hungry. I don't give a fuck what he said though. But and the food is still really good. But at the same time, after that, I was like, dude, we should have just left.
We should have just got up and just walked away.
I was like, yeah.
We should have been, yeah. Like,
damn, I didn't know. I thought you guys had not yet eaten, but no, you made it.
I don't remember.
That's the thing.
I don't remember what the fuck.
It's been a while. Like, I've heard the story a couple times, but
I don't remember what the order. I don't know if we had the food already. I don't know if.
Yeah, 'cause you're lost in the moment.
But at the same time, the one thing I do think would have been more interesting in the life is that at the time, you know what, he may have done that because the restaurant was dead empty, and no one was gonna say anything. Nobody would have, if there was a kind soul in there.
I feel like even if there were people. Most of them would probably mind their business.
But that's besides the point, right?
Yeah.
I can make a scene because it's literally it's these 2 fools.
They're not gonna say anything.
Yeah,
and they don't have to feel like, oh, these guys are people are gonna 1-star me because they see me berating this guy.
Which we did. We 1-starred them.
Yeah, we 1-starred them. We fucking some people left like nasty fucking reviews in there. I was one of them. Some people also just added on to what I said. I was like, oh shit, that's crazy.
Yeah, you started like a little.
And it sucks because
snowballed from there.
It sucks because the little Cantonese lady, is that it? Well, she's Chinese. I don't know where she's from.
Exactly, she's from, yeah.
But that little lady, she's really nice. I don't know who the fuck this straight like white military dude was. He looked like he fucking. He looks like somebody who would have retired in the Philippines, if you know what I mean. Like,
oh,
like
wait, this dude was Anglo? He was white?
Yeah, he looked. I've never seen him before.
Always assumed he was Chinese.
No.
Like he worked there. Like I assumed.
No, he was
Chinese.
like some white dude, not the Chinese lady.
Probably wasn't.
I don't know who the fuck it was, because I've seen the other white guy that's like, oh, I think that's her husband.
Yeah.
Like this
I
other
think
white guy.
he's like the second owner, like the co-owner.
This guy that yelled at us is short, and I get short and short-tempered. I guess he did not like that, but that's like the most abusive like thing. I was like, shit, dude, I don't know, and that's what made me think. It was like, dude, so like, if you can't tip, you can't fucking eat at a place.
Yeah, and that's where it falls down to.
And sorry if we're rambling, because
Yeah.
like it's one of the biggest things that's ever happened in my life.
That stays with you, man.
Because it makes you, it falls to that. Like, so I guess I just can't eat
Like, you
out
got-
anymore.
you know-
I
He
guess.
probably expected you to go to like McDonald's or Burger King where you don't tip there.
And I don't even go to that place. I mean, well, I don't know if it was that situation, but majority of the stuff you guys know, I make all my food at home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I make a big majority of the stuff at home, and so I don't
mean,
really.
It's probably better for you. You out of the three of us, you live the furthest from any
Oh yeah, it's fucking way out here.
any joints in general.
I bought Whataburger.
Like Frank
recent-
could walk to the places.
Yeah.
Me, not so much. Like, yeah, I could if I wanted to, but it probably wouldn't be worth it.
You could jog there and burn some calories and get them back.
Yeah, and then
You could recycle
and
it.
then walking back full stomach, like, dude, that's not good. I don't think that's good.
All
No,
sweaty.
no sidewalks,
No sidewalks, no trees for shade.
just grass. Fucked
Yeah,
up. Oh,
stepping-
that's like construction bullshit.
Yeah, you're stepping on people's property, so they could probably even shoot you
Oh, yeah,
if
they'll
they
shoot
wanted to.
You didn't tip.
Hey, I heard you did tip, boy.
But yeah, so like, people who are listening, it's just like, so what? You think that? Do you think that like, no, you gotta tip, or you either tip or you don't eat, get out. Like, no.
It should never fall down to that. Ever. Ever. Even if you go to a fucking McDonald's or Burger King, it should never fall down to something stupid like that.
It seems. So
Go to
ridiculous.
a fucking PF Chang's or, I don't know, Big Boys or some shit like that. Like, it should never fall to just like, no, fuck you. You can't
Are
eat
big
here.
boys still a thing?
In L.A.
We don't live in LA. So then
I think it's mostly California. I think there's one.
stop talking about California. No,
Not on this podcast.
this is a Texas only podcast. No one outside of Texas is gonna hear this.
I don't.
No one outside Texas exists.
Exactly.
I know, right?
No, I just meant to
Maybe
say.
there's one in Texas. I'm not sure.
I meant the other thing, right? So we were talking
As
about
soon as you cross into Louisiana, this becomes white noise.
we were talking about cons, and cons. Here's another thing, right? The cons restaurant has chefs and waitresses or waiters. Do you tip those waiters?
Not there. No.
Why not?
It's
You're not gonna
just-
give them 50 cents for every egg roll you
It's
order?
It's not. I don't know. It's just not even like a thing I ever even considered. I tip the chefs. That's why. Because the chefs have a little donation jar.
And you can't guarantee who's getting that. It's a group thing, right? Like
Yes,
they're
it is a
splitting
group
that
yes, I know that. I can't do anything about that. So I can at least ensure that at least this money.
And majority of the time, that jar is
packed.
decently full.
Yes, because unlike other places here, you see the chef.
You see them suffering.
They talk to you in person. Ask, what do you want?
And they can't
Fucker.
hear you.
What?
And they can't hear you. They can never get the order right. Or they fuck up. What do you do if they fuck up their food? You saw him fuck it up.
Yeah. I mean,
One time I like tofu right now. But when I first tried to get tofu at cons,
they will burn it.
no. I got tofu, and if you've ever tasted my tofu, it's very good.
Yes.
And it's crispy, it's crunchy, it's full of flavor. But this fucker, I guess, was just in autopilot mode, because
That can happen, yeah.
he was in autopilot mode, and so he just did the flip, toss that little fucking stir fry salad. I bit into my tofu. None of the sauce got on it.
It was literally like a plain Jane, just white.
And if you've ever had flavorless tofu, and borderline raw, like it's kind of rough. Like a bare minimum, dude, you should at least soak your your tofu in soy sauce.
Yeah.
None of that shit got on there. None of that.
You practically got air.
Something unrelated. I remember putting like a fucking cup of pepper on my fucking food. Like
what kind of pepper?
Black pepper.
Yeah, just the crushed black pepper.
Oh, okay.
I remember. You know the little spoons they have there at cons.
Yeah.
You put the stuff. I remember putting I fucking covered everything on top with
6.
and I ate it, and I'm like, this is horrible.
Well, yeah, you ate pepper with a bit of tofu.
Pretty much. It was rough.
Yeah, like that's kind of like the thing that happens sometimes. Like
I think our fucking our rock loving friend was like, yeah, just keep adding pepper. It tastes good.
Just keep adding it. Yeah.
I think he told me to do that while we stood there, and he was just like, yes, do it.
Do it. Nothing will happen. Come on. All of colonization happened because of this stuff, so you may as well enjoy it.
You didn't season your fucking food. Do you know how many people have died for these spices?
Like it's blood diamonds.
Thousands of years of roads and silk trades and all this other shit.
You're going to enjoy it.
Just for this fucking
paprika
saffron. Eat this fucking saffron.
I $20
I remember
for 3 strands.
I remember Palm Tree watched me like throw saffron out of my food, and he was like, "I'm gonna fucking kill you. What the fuck is wrong with you?" I'm like, "I don't know. There's fucking hair in my food."
It's not hair. You win the saffron. It's the most expensive spice in the world.
I was like, "It can't be that fucking expensive," and I'm like, "What the fuck? $20 for like a quarter ounce? Like this is crack cocaine prices."
Dude,
or some
if you
shit.
go to Walmart, they sell saffron in like a vial that's inside the plastic packaging.
Yes.
No other spice is sold like that. That's how expensive and rare.
Yeah, it's a fucking flower only gives off 3 of those fucking things.
Yeah, the flowers. First off, they don't have stems. Like they're on the ground, so you have to like hunch over to get it.
You might as well be fucking Solid Snake crawling on the floor.
And every flower has like 3 little hairs in the middle, and those 3 hairs are what the saffron is. So you gotta pluck like thousands of flowers worth of saffron.
Slight tangent. Another thing is, did you know that a banana tree? What do you pick? Can you describe a banana tree to me?
It's kind of tall. The leaves are not very wide, and
they're kind of like.
Describe the life cycle that you assume a banana tree has.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know much about plants. It just grows, produces the plants, and then it dies if you don't water it.
Okay.
I was gonna say something like, it does that, and then it grows back.
I guess I'm just asking to see how much you know about a banana tree.
No, I don't know much.
How much do you know about an orange tree?
You know, the orchards, yeah, a little bit more, I guess.
Okay, well, I don't know where I'm going with this, but look, I found out that a banana tree will grow, and they're like invasive. I did not know that they were slightly invasive.
Mm-hmm.
The problem with a banana tree is that they will grow, make their fruit, and then that's it. They don't make multiple batches of fruit. Like once it makes fruit, it will never make fruit ever again. A whole tree
is just there now.
A whole tree has to happen, and then fruit.
And
you
it's
can't
useless afterwards.
And then it's useless.
So then in like banana plantations, what do? They just kill the tree and then start over?
Yeah, apparently the tree doesn't do. Like,
does it at least grow fast?
It's like it seems to me like it's kind of like a weed, because it's like, oh, the banana trees are taking over my fucking garden or whatever.
The U.S. had like all of Central America in its palms just for bananas, man.
Are you sure it was that way? Sure it wasn't the other way around?
No,
the fucking banana republic over there.
The U.S. literally like created these country like republics just to enforce the growth of bananas
and coffee.
And coffee, dude. Coffee uses up so much water.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
it uses up so much resources.
Insane. Yeah, they're very resource dependent, resource heavy.
That's crazy, dude. I would never support such an act as I This Burger King coffee is pretty good.
That's why energy switch to energy drinks. They definitely don't come with any ethical dilemmas.
It comes with just
health problems.
Shut up.
shit.
I love drinking NOS energy drink. I will not get a heart attack, I swear.
Please sponsor.
But we're supposed to be talking about tipping.
That's okay. It's fine.
I mean, yeah, but
It's okay. The people from Louisiana can't hear this anyway.
what other bullshit happens in the fucking world of tipping? Oh, well, so I remember the one story. This is gonna be a little bit out of nowhere, but I do recall that I get off of work and I ask for a fucking milkshake. I asked for a milkshake like once a month.
The strawberry milkshake. I think.
What the fuck are you laughing about?
I don't know. It's just the word milkshake has been corrupted for me. I'm sorry. I just can't hear milkshake without chuckling for like 5 different reasons. But go on.
Milkshake. Anyway,
Milk.
no. So I get this fucking smoothie milkshake, whatever the fuck, and it is like, how much were they? Do you remember how much?
It was like maybe it's still like pricey. It's like $3.85 or something.
It's like $4 after tax.
Yeah, it's like $4
right.
milkshake.
Okay, so it's like a $4 milkshake.
For a regular, I think.
Now, I work here. I work at this place.
Yes.
And
I'm aware.
I'm like, can I have a milkshake, please? And first off, the waitress and waiters, they fucking hate milkshakes. Like, bro, it's the easiest thing in the world.
It already
I'm
comes
sorry.
powdered, no?
I'm sorry y'all don't like rinsing. Like, they just don't want to rinse the fucking...
It's not powder actually. It was mixture of different fruits and stuff like that.
But
Which is awesome.
But they give me this milkshake, and I'm like, cool. I'm gonna get I have an employee discount. This fucking $4 milkshake is about to be like
$2.85 or some shit.
Well, unbeknownst to me, this fucking child,
Yeah.
this little fool, gives themselves a fucking $10 tip.
Huh.
And I assume that this is because we are friends. You know, we're coworkers. We're like slightly buddy. And I was like in my car, and I'm like, I suppose domestic violence isn't worth a milkshake. You know what I mean? Like, a milkshake isn't worth domestic violence. So I don't commit domestic violence, but I'm looking at my fucking receipt. It's a fucking like $15 milkshake. This little fucking fool didn't even give me my goddamn employee discount.
Hey.
And I was like, again, I was like
Contemplating child.
every what the fuck is the special term for the murdering a child?
It would be child abuse.
And I just remember like fucking, you know, everything has like patricide. And
That's why whenever those dumb teenagers at the movie theater I went to wouldn't shut the hell up, I considered doing something, but it's like no, because against them it's just gonna be child abuse, and then they'll just say, "Oh, Palm Tree got arrested for child abuse," and the first thing it's gonna go to is something even more fucked up, you know?
How do you make an odorless gas? I don't know. Anyway, sorry about bumping the mic, but no. So I pay for my fucking $15 milkshake. I go sit in my car, and
He
I'm
didn't
like,
tell you it was 15, like when you charged a little thing, or you just kind of didn't pay attention?
dog, I never pay attention.
Oh my god!
I know I have the money for food, so I'm just like,
Fuck it, just do it.
it's like I look at my car, and I'm like, my phone is like, you've been charged this much, and I'm like,
Excuse me?
excuse me, what the fuck did you just say to me? I look at the fucking like notifications, like, yeah, you just paid for a fucking $15 milkshake, idiot. And I'm just like, I'm gonna
deck this child.
I'm gonna kill the first person that I come across.
should I wait for them to turn 18 so it's an adult on adult violence? No, but I also didn't say anything because it was like their first. It's like their first.
It's like
fucking
day
job.
1 or day 7.
You never confronted them?
No, I was like, dude, this person's I'm literally like 10 years older than this person. I'm just like, you know what? I don't give a fuck.
And they didn't last very long either. I think they left.
No, they were there for a while.
They were there?
But I was just kind of like, oh, yeah, they were just there for a while. But like, man, just so many fucking just. I know that like the main topic is supposed to be tipping, but like, man, just I mean, I'm sure you already know just all the stories of like, whoa, health code violation. I guess I'll just let that rock. Back to work. Like, I can't do it.
Yeah, that like this can be like the tipping, and also it can be restaurant
shenanigans.
Yeah.
Like I was gonna ask one right now. What you guys have been to Hooters? Not lately, but just in general.
I don't think I've ever been.
I've never.
Can I ask you this? Wait. Can I ask you this question? Would you take your like 9-year-old son to Hooters for his birthday? 9-year-old, I don't know. 6-year-old, I don't know how old he was. Would you take that? A child that's like as tall as your. He's like at your fucking knee.
As tall as your knee. That's not a 6-year-old. Look.
I don't know.
Not for their birthday. Like maybe I'll just bring them along with me just because. But I
feel like that's worse.
I don't know, man. Like,
I only bring this up because I know somebody who took their kid to Hooters, and I'm like,
why?
What the fuck?
What do you expect? Like, what do you honestly expect is gonna happen?
And the only reason I'm even bringing this up is because nobody around me seemed shocked that they were taking. Not even a middle schooler, like maybe borderline middle schooler,
like
to a
fifth grader,
like a tween.
I don't know, to Hooters, and I'm like, what the fuck?
It is a little weird.
It's just
like
the spectacle of
it. It's kind of like a spectacle, but like also at the same time, Hooters is trying to like rebrand itself in some sense. To where it's like, okay, yeah, we get it. It's more than just women and like aggressively skinny like shorts and shit. It's more of like, oh, it's that. Plus, look at this giant atmosphere of just families being together. It's trying to merge those two elements together. But the problem is, one is overlapping the other.
Yeah, it's already well known.
I was gonna say you're kind of full of shit. I don't know what you're talking about.
I mean, it's called Hooters.
Yes.
Like, you can't... It's not like Twin Peaks, so...
Are they going to get, like, a mascot that's like an owl for kids?
So recently...
Probably.
So recently, there's... I found that there's a Twin Peaks in one of the other cities nearby. And I wanted, like...
What the fuck is a Twin Peaks?
Here's where I'm getting at. It's like a cafe, restaurant sort of deal.
Okay, so it is a restaurant.
And it's nice at first, but then I was looking up some reviews with Frank, or Frank was looking up some things about it, and he found out... And see, I didn't know about this... that Twin Peaks also has the same deal with Hooters, where it's just waitresses in like skinny.
It's kind of like skinny shorts.
Shorts and like basically
that checkered fucking like
plaid shirt tied up in a way,
like a plaid checkered shirt.
It exposes the belly, like it's just Hooters all over again.
It's Hooters, but it's a different
and I'll be
design
honest,
of it.
After I heard that, I was like.
I've never heard of this place.
Yeah, I was like, yeah,
it's not from here.
Because
but the name Twin Peaks does invoke something in my mind.
No, don't. It has nothing to do with the show. I'm very sad about.
That's not what I'm thinking, you moron.
Oh,
Twin Peaks.
Oh, I get it now.
Oh, oh my God.
God.
Wait, and like the fucking sign is a mountain.
It's 2 mountains, actually.
2 mountains.
Wow.
Oh,
but anyway, I was like,
I'm gonna be real. That's better than Hooters, though.
and at first I was like,
it's more subtle.
Oh my God, I remember a fucking a nephew of mine or cousin of mine. I don't know about you, but I've heard people rent hotel rooms even though they live in this town just so they can have access to the pool.
Yeah.
With their family for like a weekend or whatever. And my cousin was bragging to me. That's like, yeah, we're gonna be in the hotel right next to the Hooters, and he specifically said, yeah, and in the rooms they have binaculars so you can look at the Hooters. And I'm like, I'm like, that's first of all, that's bullshit. Like, that's omega bullshit. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, kid. Why don't you just go into the Hooters? Like,
yeah, quit being such a bitch.
Besides, come on, every fucking. What do we call these? Every like grill grill greaser. I want to come up with like a topic, not a topic, a genre of restaurant that is like, yeah, bro, this is all fat. This is all like grease and burger, like deep fried and burgers.
Yeah,
like
deep fried burgers and milkshakes.
wings. Yeah,
Yeah, and wings. There you go.
Hooters is clearly one of those restaurants, and when I bring it up, all those restaurants got some dark ass windows. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
I have no fuck. It's probably because they leave the windows open so the sunlight can come in. That's why they have them tinted. That's probably just more of like just an aesthetic thing.
Why do you tip your bartender?
You tip your bartender because he
does his job.
He does his job very well.
Because he doesn't get paid.
He's physically doing the work for you.
Paying him.
Well, okay, it goes back to the cons thing and the Subway thing, where it's like you go to Subway and you can leave him a tip. You watch them do the thing.
Yes.
But at the same time, if being devil's advocate,
it's a fast food restaurant.
it's his fucking job to make me a sandwich. Why do I need to give him a tip?
Yeah, like I'm not gonna go to fucking
Yeah,
McDonald's.
but mind you, this is me being like extra evil on purpose. Just like, why would I give him a tip? That's his job. It's nothing special. I'm not telling him to like fucking bring me 5 sandwiches and a refill,
I'm not asking you to make me the giant. I just want you to just
They
fucking...
don't do that anymore.
No,
Apparently.
they don't. It's specifically catering now.
No, well, I could be wrong. I heard they stopped doing catering.
Well, maybe that's for the best.
Why?
Do you think I fucking work there?
They rebranded everything. They wanted to make everything like specifically just
I'm tired of you.
exclusives. Like exclusive
Well,
sandwiches.
it seems like you're connected. You know people over there. So
I mean, if Frank doesn't know, I definitely don't know. But I had seen some stuff that implied they stopped doing the whole catering thing where they bring like 15 fucking sandwiches.
Yeah, it's a rebrand. They're just starting over essentially, which is whatever. I mean, catering shit since COVID happened is kind of like people just stopped doing it.
But then Whataburger started doing catering.
Yeah.
Like, not that they started doing catering, but have you ever have you been to Whataburger recently? They have like that thing where it's like you can buy a shitload of buns and a shitload of lettuce in like a big ass pack.
yeah.
And like people can make their own burgers.
Yeah, they give you default bread and meat burgers, and they give you like a shit ton of condiments along with it.
I don't know how they would put cheese there.
Probably asked them to put cheese in all those burgers.
Ever since they got bought out by that company in Chicago. Been acting funny, man. I swear, it's not just me being a conspiracy guy.
Yeah, it's called business. It happens. Like
Congratulations.
Capitalism.
It's like the one thing that you can be certain of. It's like, yeah, it just happens. Like it just
get bought out.
Your favorite restaurant, your favorite company, or whatever the fuck that supplies a service that you like gets bought out, and
it changes.
And big wigs up there, they gotta act like they're doing something. They like, dude, something about being that kind of personality. You buy a company, you gotta make changes for no reason. It's just part of your mentality. You just do it for no reason. Man, this company's been, making money. But what if we did catering now? Like, what the fuck?
I mean, catering, I guess.
Would you do that? Would you get the cater thing at some point?
Are you asking me that if I purchased a company that was like pretty decently successful?
No, I meant like just you right now. Like,
what?
Would you get the catering for
Would I get catering for Whataburger? No. That's insane. I'm not going to fucking do that. I know how long those burgers like shelf life have, which is exactly like an hour. Like,
all right,
that's bullshit. I'm full of shit. No, those burgers will last like a month. Come on, you've probably bought a burger, and you buy like 2 burgers or some shit, the little small ones, and you eat it, pass out. Next morning, it's still good to go.
Oh yeah, dude! Like fucking getting.
It almost tastes better, honestly.
Kind
of
like,
a little bit, actually. When you let it like marinate,
you let it marinate in its own fucking juices for a little bit. It's soaked in there.
It brings out this like fucking weird thing about it, and it's like twice as good.
Have you ever smelt the smell of fermenting?
Yes.
You ever catch something fermenting?
Yes.
And you're like, oh, better use this, eat this, whatever. Better do it now. I swear I've caught those burgers marinating. I'm like,
Oh, it smells like onions.
It's getting strong in this
Yeah,
one.
it's starting to smell like onions and like old bread. I better like deal with this now.
Talking about strippers though, they probably have like the highest fucking KD of like tips.
Oh, yeah.
because their whole thing is tips, right?
Yeah,
like
it's strictly just tips.
they get tips like not the price, but like they're getting tips like every fucking 30 seconds.
Yeah, like every few minutes, probably.
I mean, bro, that's what happens, right? Like the classic, like, I'm just using this to pay for college. But then you get used to that lifestyle. It's like,
What college?
what college? I got a car, I paid off, and a little puppy, and fucking all this stuff. I mean, why not ride it while you can? I don't fucking. I mean, bro, OnlyFans blew up. Why go to be a stripper when you can be a stripper in the privacy of your own home?
Yeah. Just well, I don't know about privacy, but yeah.
It blurs on like it kind of blurs a little bit because you're doing it inside your home, but people can also see you at the same time.
I don't know anything. All I know is sex workers should be left alone. They feel. But also, I'm so confused sometimes. I'm like, I guess like slightly, it's very off topic.
Oh, that happened ages ago.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I you know, when OnlyFans was up and coming, I'm like, why? What? Really? People are into this? Like, bro, you can just type in like something, just add, well, not anymore. I was gonna say, you fucking add the word X in front of the word videos, or fucking X, and then add maybe, I don't know, X cat, X hamster, X fucking whatever the fuck, and you're gonna find something. You're like, this gonna work tonight, you know?
This
gonna
is
work.
enough.
This is enough tonight. And I'm like, wait a minute. So some people are like, nah, I want this specific woman.
Yeah.
And I guess there's that connection thing.
Mm-hmm.
But that sounds. Am I more deprived that I'm just like strangers? It's like, no, specific. I want to get to know them. I want to know what video games they're playing. I want to watch them do other things. It's like, what?
I mean, there is stuff like that.
Yeah, there always
straight
is.
up. Yeah.
Wait, you know what?
Now I'm thinking about it.
I just remembered. I was telling him earlier that I had found these. Oh, the very first one I ever saw. There are these like boyfriend girlfriend ASMR videos. They're very
straightforward.
I'm gonna be real. I don't remember. I listened to one of them. I can't remember what the fuck goes on in it. But it's basically like a dude reassuring somebody, or a woman reassuring. But then I caught one that was straight.
Shit.
No. This one was straight abusive girlfriend yells at you, and I'm like, bro, this is giving me trauma, because this lady is like, bro, this lady sounds like she works for like fucking the English recording studio of Gynax. She's like hardcore, like she's got like she sounds like she has the fucking studio box and everything, and she sounds like she's literally in my ear calling me a fucking asshole. Like,
You gotta show me this once we're
no,
done.
but it was, dude, it wasn't even a YouTube video. It was like a commissioned link. Like, it's like, this is now public because it was a commission. It was like, and I listened to it and it literally is like, warning, this is fucked. And it's literally like her like beating the shit out of you, stabbing. She's like punching a fucking sack of meat or something. And I'm like, this is horrifying. Save.
Save. Upload.
Like you could watch all
Add
the
to my
gore.
fucking Google Doc.
You can see all the gore on the internet, and it just doesn't even compare to this woman
to like
calling me a failure.
dude, like,
I think it was something of like, in the sound, she caught you talking to a female coworker, and she's angry about it. She does not like it.
that's that specific type of
A yandere, like really jealous.
Oh, I remember exactly how it starts. Like, she's like being all nice. She's like, "Oh, are you awake? Get the fuck up!" And like she gets mad. She gets mad that you're like, and she it's like one of those possessive girlfriend things. Because I'm remembering her be like, how am I supposed to protect you when you're out talking to these fucking whores? And I'm like, what the fuck's fucking double save?
This will do tonight.
This hits me in all the right places.
Something like that.
That's horrible, man.
People got to do what they can to fucking eat.
Yeah.
That's why, and it falls down to tipping. Like, people got to do what they can to eat, and sometimes it's not enough.
Hey, Frank, what do you think is the male equivalent of like a Hooters girl?
A male.
Yeah. Like, I don't think you can just slip a guy in like short shorts and just call it the same thing.
Yeah, you can't call it dicks.
Because there's already a dick.
I was like, yeah, there is dicks already.
Good.
Yeah.
No, you haven't. You people go to Austin more than I do, and you haven't heard of the restaurant Dick's?
Dicks? Yeah, that's
yeah.
I've heard of that place.
I've never been interested in it. It doesn't really appeal.
I haven't been to Austin in years. I need to go.
You don't want to get yelled at by a woman?
No, I already don't like it. They don't yell at you. They just
give you attitude.
They just give you attitude, and they write stupid jokes on the stupid hat.
You ever seen this?
I've seen memes like that.
Yes, I have.
Replaced it with like Starbucks girl instead of McDonald's.
McDonald's worker.
No, I want to tell you. I went to this casino in Louisiana. This was like a decade ago, where there's a Jack Daniel's restaurant inside.
That sounds fucking sick already.
And
whatever, dude. It's just a fucking A&W.
They just, dude, A&W flavored Jack Daniel's whiskey.
That sounds rough, kind of. No.
A little. Anyways,
I don't
the
know,
waitress, they give you the option of waiters or waitress. And I remember it was me and my uncle, my cousin, my dad. So obviously we go with waitresses, right?
Yeah.
And they're like the Hooters girls, except instead of like the orange
something about it's like, yeah, we go with waitresses, obviously, so we don't like, you know,
we can't look gay.
We can't let anyone know what we really are.
We're in Louisiana. We're a bunch of Mexicans in Louisiana.
It's because I gotta show you that I gotta show you. Somebody sent me this a male reassurance like audio tape or whatever.
God.
Oh god.
No, it wasn't real. It was a joke. But like the whole time it was like, remember to say no homo after complimenting your male friends for doing literally anything. Like, what's this? And every 5 minutes it's like boobs.
We went to go do heterosexual activities.
But go on, you were saying?
Yeah, but I noticed the waiters were basically these guys in like skin tight shirts, like jeans that weren't as tight as they could have been.
You immediately regretted not getting a male waiter.
A little bit. You kind of wanted to just play it off. And like the men are, I mean, I think the women were too, but the men were all wearing like heavy duty like boots, like cowboy boots.
Like Wranglers and shit.
Yeah, Wranglers. Well, no, those are the jeans.
Jeans,
not the
yeah.
shoes.
Like
the jeans were probably like Wranglers. The shirts were skin tight, and they were all like barrel chested and shit.
You know
I never box chested.
you know those like go-go boots that go up to here?
Yeah.
I want to see that, but
by
like,
here you mean like above the thigh,
something like that. But like I want to see that, but in the style of like cowboy boots, so it can look extra stupid.
Well, I mean they have those the ones with
ridiculously long hat
with the what do you call it? The fucking it's like I don't know what it's called. The cowboys have them. It makes like the legs look extra like thick. I think it's for like the horses, so like your legs don't shave.
Are you talking about chaps?
Yeah.
Oh, those are pants.
Yeah, I know, but
those are like pants, but only in the front.
Yeah, but like they kind of look a little bit like that, I imagine.
No. Well, maybe, but I don't know.
Perhaps.
So yeah, and then I just thought that was like an interesting little like anecdote right there. My cousin tried the habanero burger, burned his freaking tongue off.
I don't know, like some of these places I think about it sometimes, it's like, huh, I hope they're getting paid good. But even then, the good pay still isn't enough sometimes.
Oh no.
When it comes to like where
because
you
every
live.
every time you start getting good pay,
everything else goes up.
Your landlord will like start sniffing the air like he's getting paid more. Raise his rent.
Rent? rent. You'll get your rent when you fix this damn door.
Door.
Door. And like it sucks because it's not fair. Of course it's not fair. But we have to like you know how many hours I worked? I did not tell. I told him, but I did not tell you.
How many hours did you work?
For the last 2 weeks, I have worked 115 hours.
Motherfuck.
This is real.
Okay, but is that actually overtime?
Yeah, I'm getting overtime.
Oh, okay, so that is over.
Yes, that's beyond. That's
Over.
I'm getting like 50, 60 hour, almost 60 hours.
He's getting $50 a month.
50 bucks a month in 1946. No, that's like 50s, 1950s.
Can you imagine
rent.
like going back in time and the only thing you like, but you get to take your paycheck back in time with you?
Dude, you be like the richest man on the fucking block.
Hello, my name is Vanderbilt.
Do you guys like trains?
You like trains? Well, check this shit out. And like it sucks. It sucks because like when it comes to like the tipping and all that stuff, there is like this fucking weird gray area when it comes to like if I do this, like cool, I'm gonna give this person extra money on stuff, so then they're gonna be good. They're gonna have a big amount of tip for the end of the day, hopefully. And then it falls down to like, I really don't want to spend the extra $10 right now. I just want the macaroni and cheese and the fucking chicken sandwich right now. That's all I give a fuck about.
Last thing about tipping that's a little goofy. So we talked about like the drivers, and it's like, well, okay, well, what about waiters? What constitutes giving them a big tip?
The waiters and waitresses, for me personally,
They were always like attentive.
yes, attentive.
Maybe they gave a little bit of chatter or like a good advice about the food itself.
Revealing a little bit of their personality.
Yeah, yeah.
So there's a little human interaction.
That sounds like an OnlyFans subscriber to me, buddy.
Well,
You got
can't
something
Look,
to tell me?
I don't expect the waiter or waitress to get naked in front of me. I'm eating. Come on.
I don't want pubes in my hair, sir.
Okay,
Well, maybe one.
nobody's talking about that, but you're talking
Maybe
about
one.
You're,
To add a little extra zing to
I
it.
don't know. For some reason, you want some kind of personal connection or something.
Well, for me, because
Yeah, what are you, human?
Because I like socializing.
But
I just like the idea of that.
You know more than anybody. They don't want to fucking talk to you.
Yes, this is true.
You should know that, like,
Well, I don't want to talk to him either. I just want my steak.
they definitely don't want to talk to you. They want you to fucking
Get out.
give me the goddamn tip and get the fuck out. Now, if I was a real asshole, I would drag them through the mud socially. Dude, how's your mom? I'm just like fucking just open them up like a fucking clam.
Like walnut.
If I was an actual psycho, I would like open them up like a fucking clam and just like talk to me.
Like the song.
Talk to me. And then just tip the same thing, like no matter what, every
God, you
time.
son of a bitch.
Yeah, but that's if I was a monster.
Good
but
thing.
I'm not. It's I'm just letting you in on the intrusive thoughts.
Yeah, it's a good
They
thing
don't
I've
win.
never let them
They don't win,
overcome me.
but they are there.
And one of these days,
One of these
One of these days, I'm going to kill Frank right in front of me.
you buy like you buy like a fucking just like an extra thing about tipping also, I guess, is like if you do leave a good tip, then that's a problem too, because then the waiters and waitresses are gonna expect something out of you.
yes, it kind of falls down to not I guess repetitiveness, but also like favoritism.
Yeah, because then like what happens if you can't give that fucking nice tip
That week, I mean,
Too bad, so sad.
that's just kind of just falls. It just happens. Like you're just there because you just want the chicken taco. That's it, right? Like, fucking awesome.
Yeah,
and then that's it. Like, that's all I want, and a glass of water. I just want to just taste it because, fuck, I've been craving it all day. I'm sorry I'm not going to be able to give you your fucking $8 tip today, but I can give it to you in the next coming check. I mean, or whatever. Even
and he
in
never
the end
goes
of it,
back.
yeah, you just, sometimes it just never go back because you just feel bad about it, right? And it falls down to just like, we are programmed to fucking guilt trip ourselves into giving more money for something that could easily be resolved by doing this one thing, but also it falls into politics too, and I guess ways of living, I guess, in some sense.
This is getting a little Metal Gear Solid 2.
Yeah, and you kind of have to balance yourself as like a functioning adult of like, yeah, dude, sometimes you're just not gonna get money that day. I know rent is due tomorrow. I know. I've been in the negatives before.
Don't think about ending yourself. It would be more expensive.
Essentially. Like,
when the robots take over the waitress positions, are you expected to just tip them in like AA batteries?
just give them bottle caps.
Can you imagine if we guess we're calling them family restaurants, right? Like,
yeah.
Can you imagine if the family restaurants got rid of the waiter and waitress and started installing those screens at McDonald's?
But they have like little wheels that like walk around.
Maybe not. I feel like that's not the big factor. But like, instead of just ordering with a waiter or waitress,
Yeah.
you go to one of the family restaurants.
Like a kiosk.
And it's a kiosk that like you put the order in, and then all that is the waiter. I mean, there are restaurants like that in LA, right? We saw that. Have I shown you the video about the Mr. Beast Burger?
Yes. I know exactly which one you're talking about.
Mr. Beast Burger is a ghost restaurant. You know about ghost restaurants?
I've heard of it.
Yeah, it's basically a ghost restaurant, and so when you go order, this is like from the point of view of a DoorDasher. He goes in, there's nobody to talk to. It's just a little cubby that he opens, and he takes his order and leaves.
It's literally these fucking warehouses of just infinite things. And all you have to do is, like you said, just fucking open up a hatch and take your food out, and there you go. Congratulations.
Japan has vending machines that automate the food for you. So, like, yeah, just do
you
that.
You can
put in a restaurant.
You can buy fucking cans of hot corn in a vending machine.
Do you want... Yeah. I just imagine a DoorDasher hungry mid-shift ordering food for himself and thinking he's as soon as he's about to accept it to pick it up himself, another DoorDasher. So he has to chase down that DoorDasher.
Yeah, he can't just feed himself.
There's honestly, like, that wouldn't surprise me if
there's a lot of DoorDashers that will just eat your food.
Yeah, yes. If you like, it also falls down to the tip. If you don't fucking pay them properly, I guess there's a chances of them being a piece of shit and literally eating your food. And it's even more fucked up because, like, dog, just because I gave you the fucking $5 tip for my McMuffin, what gave you the fucking right to eat my fucking food? I mean, I understand you had the tip, the gas, whatever the fuck. Don't be a fucking piece of shit and then eat someone else's food just because you didn't have a good day that day. It should never...
Have you seen that fucking image where the DoorDasher takes a picture of like a half-bitten
hamburger
chicken strip, a one single pathetic chicken strip that's sitting in the seat of the car, and the fucking person is like, "Did you eat my fucking food?" And then his fucking DoorDasher just responds with, "Hungry."
I probably would have given him a bigger tip, and he's like, "That's fucking funny, but don't do that ever again."
Yeah.
I think tipping is ridiculous, and like at I guess one of the last things I'll say is, tipping, originally was like a racist idea back in the United States.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, how do we employ these black people? without giving them a wage. Oh, we'll do this tips thing.
Yeah, obviously they have to get some kind of compensation because if not, it's still slavery, and the 13th Amendment got rid of that. So
And then
you gotta get creative with this.
so, but then nowadays they're like, wait, what if everybody was our slave? I got it. We'll tip everyone. Doesn't matter what race. It's all about class nowadays. So
That's the new in thing.
that's the new slavery by wage slavery, I guess. Is that the new term?
Wage slavery.
That is a term.
Wake up, wage slave. Let's get
Wagey.
that bread.
Yeah, pretty much.
We
That's
are Walmart.
fuck that. That video is so fucking embarrassing. I would have walked out. I'm like, this is sad.
We are Walmart.
Well, they don't want you. They don't want you. You're not manipulated.
That's right.
That's
I
the whole point of
refuse. I
the
refuse the system.
You know what I'm about to do? I'm gonna manipulate this podcast to end.
Okay.
So, I think it's about time we head on out. This has been Super Sofa Slackers. Hopefully, this comes out because the last one it was a little delayed. Things happen, all kinds of stuff. So, we'll see y'all later. Goodbye.
Yeah. Good night, y'all.